and hours. The sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked and sour. And oh, it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel the sound. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. Got time but money's not something that's free. Since the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. You know, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, two cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another, and oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Whoa, it's already gone. Already gone. It's already gone. Go.
What is up, Jags fans? Here we are on a Tuesday night, ready to talk all things Jags. And what a week. What a game. You know, you spend all your hard-earned time and money watching just a great team and the way that it's been built, and you go out there and you just get to see a great game. I mean, what a great game that we got to see on Sunday. Just two great teams, the Jaguars and the Vikings, going out there and just battling it out. Just offensive explosion from both teams. I mean, there was just so many touchdowns. I don't even know where to start. I mean, I have so many touchdown clips loaded up. I can't even believe it. I mean, what a week. What a great time to be a Jags fan. Glad you guys are all here. I appreciate it. I know right now it's hard to be a Jags fan, and I don't blame anybody for not consuming any Jaguars content. I mean, you look all around the content creator sphere, and you look around at who's still watching, and it's maybe the masochists that like still enjoy hurting themselves, because to watch this team is tough and they do not make it easy to be a fan. But I am so glad that you guys are here. I do have clips loaded up, but I have no interest in showing the clips. I really don't. I mean, it's really awful. I mean, it's just bad play after bad play. I am going to show a little thing that I think was problematic in this game that admittedly, I haven't really been like consuming a bunch of stuff lately, but I haven't seen anybody talking about it. And if someone has talked about this before, I am sorry, but I'm going to go on a limb and say that I'm the first person to notice this trend. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Before I get to all that, a couple things I have to get to. First things first is this channel and this show is sponsored by Racha Sriacha. Now, you may notice that they have a new Jaguar-inspired logo. Now, this is some good stuff right here. You went in the video description. You can get the Racha Sriacha. This is not a paid advertisement. This is not, all right? So I don't have to do the little tag at the bottom. This is a Jags fan who started a business and makes an amazing product. So I'm going to pump it because I want to see Jags fans do well. So go support a fellow Jags fan. In the video description is the link to their website. Go get you a bottle. I'm pretty sure if you put in the order details that you want the Jags bottle, you can get the Jags bottle. So delicious stuff. If hot sauce is too hot for you, you're not a spicy person, this stuff is like the perfect balance of like sweet and spicy. So I use it. I use it primarily on eggs. I eat a bunch of eggs, but it goes good on everything. And for this not being a paid script, that's a pretty good advertisement. You got to admit, right? That's a pretty good advertisement. So I always say this: if you have a business, I'm not looking for money. If you're a Jags fan and you have a good product, I want to see you do well. So whatever it is, I don't care. Shoot me a DM or something. I'll pump your product because, again, I want to see everyone do well in life. I don't need any kind of money or anything like that. So shout out Racha Sriacha. I do get free bottles of Racha Sriacha, so I guess technically I am getting something out of it, in the spirit of honesty. But I can't tell you the Racha Sriacha is 10 times better than watching the Jags. That's for damn sure. All right, let's get to some of these comments. You guys know where to see all this stuff. Okay. So I got a buddy in town, and I'm sorry. You guys know how I am. I got a buddy in town who's like a social media mogul. Grew up with him, moved to Minnesota. He's back now, chilling. Shout out to Matty Dub. And so he was like, "Hey man, I gotta have a heart to heart with you." And I was like, "All right, what is that?" He's like, "Dude, your channel is really good, but you put literally zero effort into promoting yourself." And I was like, "I know, dude. It's not really my brand. I'm not really like a brand type of guy." And he's like, "Well, you need to be a brand type of guy. Like, I'm just telling you right now, you need to step your game up." So what he's convinced me to do, and I'm going to have him kind of do it. And I was hoping he'd be here tonight, but he couldn't make it. He's convinced me to not only create a TikTok account to post clips, because he says that the degeneracy of this generation only wants to see clips. So he's like, keep doing your long form stuff. You have your fans that like that. You like doing that. Personally, I like doing this. It's kind of selfish. But he's like, you need to just put out clips. So not only do I have the TikTok in there, I'm creating another YouTube channel. It's just going to be little cut up clips that he's going to do for me. And it's going to be like little clip segments that people can watch. So shameless plug. Don't have the YouTube channel set up yet, but the TikTok's down there. And I posted a video. Look at me. Look at me. So follow all that. We'll see how that goes. Perfect timing because the Jags are really good and entertaining. So it's good timing for that. All right, get to the comments. Robbie Santos is the first one here. And he says, here. That's what I'm talking about, Robbie. Nolly Full Cap spams the Blake Bortles emojis. Bort. Love seeing that. Paulo the Dev says, fire Bulky. I genuinely think that, and like this is going to be like not very popular opinion. And I guess I could phrase it this way. I think the biggest problem with the Jaguars is Trent Baalke. I do believe that Doug Peterson should be fired. I think Press Taylor should be fired. I do think there is something to a fresh start with a coach in a franchise. But I don't think Doug Peterson is as bad as a coach as he looks right now with our 2-8 record. I'm not saying he's good. I don't want to keep him. I'm just saying I think he's getting more criticism when some of that criticism should go up to Baalke, because I say this all the time. It's Jimmy's and Joe's, not X's and O's. I mean, we see these teams all over the league have inconsistent games, or they add players, they make trades for players, and their team automatically gets way better. We just don't have a consistent personnel on this team. For this week, defense played amazing this week. Offense couldn't do anything. The last few weeks, it was vice versa. So we just don't have any consistency on this team. I say this all the time. There's no bad players in the NFL, but what makes the great players better than the good players is the great players are consistent most weeks. That's the difference. So we just have a team full of inconsistent good players. That's the bottom line. And honestly, Trevor's kind of getting into that level. He is. I mean, he didn't play, so whatever. I think if Trevor would have played, we probably would have won, because Mac Jones has this weird thing where he's not like stepping into his throws. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is, but like he's not. But yes, I am solely convinced that Balky is the chief problem. I'll even go on a limb here and speculate this. If Doug Peterson was the coach of this team and we had fired Trent Balky like when we fired Urban Meyer and we had a different GM, I think this team would look a lot different. And I think people's perception of Doug Peterson would be a lot different. Okay. Again, there's something to bringing in a new coach and establishing a new culture. So I do want that. But I do think maybe sometimes the Jags fans should take like maybe 20 to 30% of their criticism they have toward Doug Peterson and funnel it up to Trent Baalke. That's all I'm going to say about that. Need to hear that breaking news of a regime change. When do you think it'll happen? Well, I mean, I think like after the bye week, I know whenever we saw Shad Khan's yacht pull in, we were like, oh, this is going to happen. But I think after or coming up after this week, because the Lions are going to trounce us after this week, we'll see it in the bye week. It doesn't really help us. But at this point, like we have the number 1 overall pick. We're about to be the first team ever to have 3 number 1 overall picks in 5 years. And Baalke has been a part of all of those. There's something to that. Look who's been ducking it. Oh, okay. Now, to be fair, like I said, I had my good buddies in town. Was going to do a show. Drop my Zens. Was going to do a show Tuesday. I still have the clips. Like, I mean, I'm not lying to y'all. Like, if you look at my clips here, you'll see I do have a category of Patriots right here because I have all the Patriots clips here. I just didn't do the show. I'm sorry about that. But then Friday, I don't know, man. This team just makes it hard to do stuff. That's my bad. And $25. All right. Shoot me your Venmo and I'll send you the $25. I don't remember making that bet, but it doesn't mean I didn't make it because I make a lot of bets that I don't remember. So you were right, Timmy. You were right. Okay, you were right. Jags fans owe Trevor Lawrence a big apology. The Duval Dive says Trevor Lawrence owes Jags fans a big apology for making us watch that. Yeah, no, Mac Jones was not good. But I do have something where I could say that maybe not entirely all his fault. Maybe. Kyle's just sad. Me too, Kyle. Me too. I can't believe I flew from California just to watch our defense bust ass and our offense lay an egg. But I still had fun, though. There you go, Robbie. See, you got to pull the fun out of it. You got to make it fun. You got to make it a little bit of fun. Fire AD Reed, my dude. Fire ad. Sorry, I'm an AD. Dude, that's right, dude. That's right. See, Nolly? Hey, if you missed it, Nolly is the one that makes this. All right, so get on board. It's good stuff. And listen, even if you don't like hot sauce, buy some for someone for Christmas. It's very inexpensive and a great quality. What product can you say is inexpensive and a good quality? Not many, but Racha Sriacha is great stuff. Jacob O'Brien says, it's been the first show in a while that I've made. Give me hope. Okay. I'm going to try. I have my folder that I'm getting to that's not going to give you hope, but I think, okay, here's some hope. We have some good pieces around us. We really do. I mean, this team is not your traditional worst team in the league. Like, I've been a part of Jaguars teams where we were the worst team in the league. We're not getting blown out. We're just not closing out games. We're not winning games at the end. We have a lot of talent around the team. You look at guys like Brian Thomas Jr., who had 2 catches, cough. What was that all about? You have Trevon Walker, who I think is playing outstanding. Josh Allen's always good. Evan Ingram's a really good player. You have some pieces here. You just need more and better. You got to do better in free agency. You got to do better in late rounds of the draft, and that just comes down to the GM. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Volkfang channel member says, I agree, Jason. This year's problems are multi-layered, multi-year root cause. Trent Baalke. I agree. Duval Dive, Travis Holmes, who I hope will join me this Friday. Speaking of ducking, my guy must have had something better to do this Friday. Doug Peterson equals Doug Marrone. I think the biggest problem for the Jaguars is Shad Khan essentially filling the role of EVP, both the head coach and GM reporting to him, but Shad doesn't know ball. We need an EVP. I think it's more than that. I'm not saying that that's wrong or that's not right. I just think the GM is the biggest problem. And I know Travis agrees with me. Volkfang, it's a problem visibility issue. Problem players are more visible than coach problems, which are more visible than GM problems. Ooh, I like that. UCF Jaguar says Timmy's Venmo, WCF Jaguar, is UCF Jaguar. I like that. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Like, I didn't make it to the game this week. To be honest, I didn't want to spend money go seeing Mac Jones, and maybe that makes me a bad fan. I don't care. I didn't want to. My buddy literally is in town from Minnesota. He's like, I want to go to the Vikings game. We ended up going to Taco Lou. If you're from Jacksonville, you know what that is. We ended up going to Taco Lou watching the game. Way more fun. Infinitely more fun than going to the game. Let me tell you that right now. Infinitely more fun than going to the game. Had a great time. Bunch of friends met up there. Spent $200 less than I usually do. Maybe 100. Their tequila ain't cheap, but it was still a good time. It was fun. But yeah, what's up, UCF Jaguar? Glad you're here. What's up, Jason? Is everyone fired yet? Everything's good with me. I'm busy as always, but I'm trying not to be. No, everyone's not fired. Actually, no one's fired yet. We see the Bears fire their OC, which I don't think firing the OC here is going to really do much because the OC and the head coach are kind of connected at the hip, and their plays will be a lot of the same. So, Dougie P's pretty good. Doug Marone was a filler. Bulky is the problem. All right, so let's look at this, dude. This is just mind-blowing, and maybe if you can't see, that's okay. A couple things I want to bring up to your attention here, if you don't mind. First of all, 38 attempts for Sam Darnold, 22 attempts for Mac Jones. Not good. Now let's just take. I mean, I know they had a bunch more plays than us. We're gonna talk about that in a second. But look at just how many people just ran the ball for Minnesota. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people ran the ball for Minnesota. 1, 2, 3, including only 2 carries from Tank Bigsby. That's Kevin O'Connell versus Doug Peterson. Let's look at the receiving. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people on the Jags. But let's dig a little deeper into this. Evan Ingram, not a wide receiver. Brenton Strange, not a wide receiver. Gabe Davis is technically a wide receiver. I know some people would argue that, but he is technically a wide receiver. 1 reception. Luke Farrell, not a wide receiver. Brian Thomas Jr. is a wide receiver. 2 receptions. Travis Etienne, not a wide receiver. So our wide receivers on our football team, the people whose job it is to run routes and catch the ball, those people on our team had 3 receptions all game. Let that sink in for a second. Our wide receivers had 3 receptions. Saying it out loud makes it like infinitely worse. Cannot believe it. Let's look over to the most damning stat. And they're all bad, but the one that we're going to circle, time of possession. The Vikings, 42 minutes. The Jags, 17 minutes. Now, I did the math on this so that y'all wouldn't have to. Okay? Are y'all ready for this? Okay? If the Jacksonville Jaguars had 4 possessions in the first half, and they had 4 possessions in the second half, which would be absolutely terrible. Like, this never happens. This is like the bare minimum. The other team held the clock the entire game. 8 possessions all game would be criminal. If we had 8 possessions and we kneeled the ball every play and then punted on 4th down, so took the snap, took a knee, took the snap, take a knee, took a snap, take the knee, punted. If we did that 8 times, we would have 16 minutes of possession time. We could have matched our possession times kneeling the ball all game. Not running a single play going forward. We could have had the ball a minute less than we did if we need the ball every single play. And you know what the score would have been? 12-0. Score would have been 12-0. We would have lost by 12. Instead of 5. Yeah. Wild. Absolutely freaking wild. Can't stay. This is from Montana. But why are we rotating defensive players still? Does Nielsen think the defense is a bunch of Anthony Richardsons and getting tired easily? Well, I don't love that strategy, but to be fair, the defense didn't play bad. I mean, they literally did not give up a touchdown. They forced 3 interceptions. Another thing about the possessions, like the math I did with 8 possessions would be like if we didn't get a single turnover, we had 3 interceptions. So we had a change of possession in favor of our offense 3 times on top of the normal amount of times that our offense gets the ball. And we still had the ball for 17 minutes. But yeah, I get it. It's annoying, but you can't argue. I mean, Sam Darnold had a terrible game. The Vikings didn't really run the ball that well. The defense played well. I mean, I'm looking at the rushing yards here. Aaron Jones had 17 carries for 88 yards, 5.2 per. That's not great. Cam Akers had 13 carries for 2.9 per. Sam Darnold had 7 carries for 4 yards per. And then Ty Chandler with 4 carries for 4.5 per. So they definitely did better running than us. Sam Darnold had as many yards per carry as Travis Etienne, our highest runner. But I'm not blaming the defense. I think the defense played a very Gus Bradley type game. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but they played bend but don't break, gave up 4 field goals, and had a couple interceptions in the red zone. Isaiah Jones says, "What's up, United?" Not much. Doing all right. I got to got some things that are breaking in my, being a homeowner sucks. My truck is like not working. So that sucks. My air condition, the condenser pan drain is overflowing. I don't know what that's from. My fridge, my light in my fridge doesn't work. My ice maker doesn't work. I'm getting some mold on my interior shower curtain. Things are just stacking up. The Jags aren't winning. If Lawrence is out, we might as well be the worst. That's a good point. We could probably trade that first pick for some picks for a team that's going to come up for Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. And I like Shedeur Sanders, by the way. I think he's going to be a nice quarterback in the NFL. I really do. Travis Hunter season. Now we're talking, Sea Breacher. Now we're talking. Takaloo's good. Probably my favorite restaurant. What are your thoughts about Dilla saying Lawrence is missing time due to franchise dysfunction rather than actually being injured? Dilla's on the inside, so he probably's got a little bit more inside than I do. So usually when Dilla says stuff, I believe him. Is he right 100% of the time? No, but no one is. He's right a lot of the time, though. I wouldn't play if I was Trevor. I wouldn't play. I'm going to get to a few more comments, and I'll show you why I wouldn't play if I was Trevor. Man, Duval Dive told me you weren't coming. Was hoping. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like I said, I have a buddy in town. I just couldn't do it, dude. I did not want to see Mac Jones, dude. And you know what? I've had a lot of people ask me if I went to the game, like at work, and I said no, and I immediately followed that up with, and I'm damn glad I didn't. Because I can have fun anywhere. I'm a fun guy. You have to believe me, okay? You have to believe me. I'm a fun guy. I am glad. I can make the most. I can have fun at a funeral. I could. I'm telling you. I'm outgoing. I know how to keep things light. I'm good at keeping conversation going with even like strangers. I am so glad I did not go to that game. So glad. What I did was way more fun. So don't regret it for a second. I am sad I missed you, Robbie. I am sad, but good Lord, was that painful. Doug Press, definitely not. Yeah, I agree. Also, did you see the stats about time? Yeah. Yep. Doesn't make any sense. I want Doug. Yeah. Sauce. To me, it looked like the Jags tried to attack the strength of the Vikings defense. They didn't try to throw the ball down the field at all. Like, you even saw Matt Jones on the sidelines. Like, what are we doing? Right? It's like, what are we doing? I'm so tuned out already. I know. And I'm glad you're here. Listen, I'm tuned out. 100 miles per hour. I'm right there with you. I'm glad y'all are here. I have fun talking to you guys. This is like fun, therapeutic for me. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. I know it's tough coming in here talking Jags when we're this bad. I get it. My UNF Ospreys were rolling in basketball. They took the L tonight at Georgia, but they beat South Carolina and Georgia Tech, so they're looking good. Their RPI is going to be good. So watch out for my UNF Ospreys. Watch what you want a mid-major to watch out for? My UNF Ospreys, coached by Coach Matt Driscoll. Are y'all ready for this? No, never. This game is not worth breaking down. Okay. All right. I do. Okay. I want to get to some of these comments. Well, I'm gonna get to this one. Jay Sazan, it's been a while. Hope you've been good. I have been good. Work is stressing me the hell out, dude. I will admit. My job is growing. Like, I don't know. I've never vocalized this. I'll vocalize it to you guys, and maybe you can tell me this makes sense. I have like, I'm a builder. I like to build things, right? I like to not physically. I'm actually pretty bad at like handy stuff, but like building like athletic programs. So I've built a huge athletic program that I no longer can control. So I'm trying to get help from people to help me, and I'm drowning in something that I built. So am I wrong for growing too fast? I think I grew too fast. I think I did. But I'm like a go-getter, and I want to maximize. I want to do it, but like I think I grew a little too fast because I'm drowning. I'm drowning, boys. I'm drowning at work, and I'm just trying to wade in the water, and I'm struggling. But got you guys to talk to, so we're good. All right, so I want to point out a couple things here. And again, this is what I was talking about. What I don't think that many people are talking about this. Okay. And we'll make this a little bigger for you guys. So I didn't notice this watching the game. Admittedly, I was at Taco Lu, so can you blame me? But either way, take a look at this is going to be like a bunch of plays where Mac Jones got sacked. Okay, so I want to draw your attention to Tank Bigsby in the backfield here. Okay, just going to play it through, then watch it from the end zone here. Not great. We'll watch it from the end zone here. Again, they're in pistol. So this isn't ideal. I mean, this is the downside to pistol. You guys know I'm a big pistol guy. The downside to pistol is that your running back does have to make the right read on the blitzer, who to block. I mean, they got two guys. This is a double mug. A double mug is when you have two linebackers in the A gaps right here. They have their D lineman out here. They bring up another guy. I mean, they're showing blitz. So Tank Bigsby's like, okay, I'm going to have to block somebody, but it's pretty clear that his block's going to be here. All right. So Tank Bigsby, watch him try to pick up this block right here. Not good. And not only is it not good, it's terrible. Now, we're not expecting our running backs to be like all pro blockers, but you got to give it better effort than that. Yeah, you got to give it better effort than that. Okay. So I was like, all right, Tank Bigsby, he gave up that. I mean, that stinks. Running backs aren't good blockers. And then the next time Mac Jones was sacked, okay, the next time we have Travis Etienne in the backfield. Okay, watch Travis Etienne. Not good at all. Watch him again here. They're not really showing blitz, but he's going to try to pick up this blitzing linebacker. He IDs him. He kind of thinks he has maybe help from Anton Harrison. He gets a little chip on him. I mean, this should be a 2-on-1. This should be like not a problem. It should be not a problem at all. This is what you want if you're Press Taylor. Okay. I was like, all right, Tank Bigsby gave up the sack. Etienne gave up the sack. Okay, to be fair, they're not the third down backs. This is a big reason why Dearness Johnson is the third down back. I know people don't like seeing him on the field. They don't like to see him getting touches and carries. But this is a huge reason why Dearness Johnson is the third down back. So I was like, all right, Dearness Johnson's right here. All right. Fortunately, there's no sack here. But take a look. Dearness Johnson in the backfield. I mean, he picks up a block, but look what happens when he does. Watch it from the end zone. Now, this is a blitz here. But you're going to get steamrolled like that? And I was like, maybe he tripped over Morse's foot, but no, he doesn't. He just gets blown up. Mac Jones has got a guy in his face. Incomplete. Looks like he caught it, but his foot was out of bounds. I remember this play. Nice job, Gabe Davis. Nice job. And then, a few plays later, we got another back in the backfield. Looks like Tank Bigsby. And look, he's like arguing with Anton, like who's doing what? Like, well, didn't do it right, whatever it was. So 4 plays, 3 of them were sacks. 1 of them was an incomplete pass where our running backs did nothing in the pass block game. Did nothing. Not good. Not good. Do you see the stats? Yeah, I got that one already. Are y'all for this? Oh, yeah, I read these already. Sorry. Andre Cisco and Antonio Johnson in a safety timeshare, 67% to 45% snap rate. Yeah, well, I mean, they both, or Andre Cisco had an interception. That was nice. Our starters on defense actually played up to 80 snaps in this game. Nielsen rotated less, and they played better. So good observation, Robert. I read that one already. Is Shedeur gonna Stop it. Okay. I still think Will Levis could be a good quarterback. But yeah, I was wrong about that. Okay. Yeah, you know what? He's gonna go somewhere else and be good. Because the Titans are like the Jags. They can't have anything nice. But you're right. Don't call me out. So your thoughts on Doug's you wouldn't understand. Oh, that's a man who's given up. And someone said that in the comments of our Club Jaguar show we do Wednesday nights with UCF Jaguar and Jordan DeLugo, and you can catch us tomorrow night on UCF Jaguars channel. The top comment in the video was Doug has given up, and it looks like it. And like I get what he was trying to say, because anyone that's played football knows there's so many dynamics and variables that happen that because they are so detail oriented and they spend so many hours in the film room, sometimes they forget that sometimes it's not as complicated as they're making it. Now, you talk to a guy like Bill Belichick and the way he breaks down film and the hours he spends and when he's a head coach and he's in all the film rooms, he'd tell you, yeah, you don't understand because you don't understand the things they've talked about. You don't understand like the things they've looked at. We wouldn't understand. But at the same time, we're not paid millions of dollars. And like, I hate to be like this guy because I defend coaches, but like, who do you think is paying the salary of these guys? Well, Shad Khan's paying the salary. Wrong. We're paying the salary. When we go to the games and buy tickets and we sit there and consume all the sponsorships on the Jumbotron and we consume all the sponsorships that we have to see, they're trying to sell us stuff, even the song rights, even when you're voting on a song, you don't think those labels are paying for that? We are the consumers. We are paying. Look at the value of the Jaguars since Shad Khan bought the team. So yes, we're not paid millions of dollars, but we are paying their salaries. Not to mention, if you're a Duval County resident, your taxes are going to that stadium, which has kept the team here. Because I doubt Shad Khan would have paid 100% of the new stadium deal. 50-50 looked good to him. So it was a little demeaning. So like, even if we don't understand the fact that you're paid millions of dollars, you better freaking make us understand. And if, and maybe the real answer is like, he doesn't understand. And like, he has said that in the past. Like he says, I don't know what's going on. And maybe he's tired of saying that. But yeah, that irked me and it irked all Jags fans. And like the top commenter and the YouTuber said, he looks tired. All right, so Robert's referring to on Saturday. I don't know why I did this. I deleted it because, good Lord, the things that were said were not on par with me. Like I said, I had a friend in town. And so we had a little like get together at my house. And we thought, hey, you know what's a good idea? Let's stream us playing NCAA 25. It was fun. I did not sit. I'm not a sitter, though. The most you'll ever see me sit is on these shows. When is too soon to review draft prospects? Well, Jordan DeLuca is already doing it. He's doing a great job. So go check out Jordan. He's doing a great job. I'm not there yet. The real answer is I don't have time. The fake answer is I'm not giving up yet. Is that fair? Yeah. Talking about my job. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. It's just I'm just learning that expanding beyond your capacity isn't always smart. Is that fair? Like, and I hate saying that because like you always want to like push and push and push and grow and grow and grow. But in this situation, I think I expanded beyond my capacity and I should have been more systematic about the expansion. And that's on me. That's on me. Yep. I told you. Minnesota got some bullies. And I will say this about the defense and like how they played is they actually were playing very violent and physical. I actually tweeted this. Like they played violent. The defense played very violent. And look, I want to show I'll show a couple good defensive plays. The one that impressed me the most, let me find it here real quick. This one right here. Watch our boy Ventrell Miller, who all we've ever heard from YouTubers, including myself, is that he's really good against the run, but he's not good in the pass. That's what we've heard, right? Some people are spewing that narrative. Again, I might have said that too. But listen, when you make a mistake, you just correct it and move on. When players do bad, you call them out. When they do good, you give them credit. That's what we do around here. That's fair journalism because you know me, I'm a journalist. Okay, watch Ventrell Miller. Duval dive. Travis is a journalist. I am a emotional, reactionary YouTuber. There is a difference. He's got press credentials, so we can hold him to a higher standard. Okay, watch Ventrell Miller. Yeah, that's what I thought. Watch him right here. Aaron Jones. Oh, you're gonna run the little Texas route. Not my house. Not in Ventrell Miller's house. Now, that's another one where how do you draft Devin Lloyd and Chad Muma and Ventrell Miller ends up being your best linebacker out of those three? So I'll give him credit there. I will give him credit there. Here's one right here in the red zone on the 8-yard line. My boy Monteric Brown getting in the action. All day, baby. That's all day. That's all day for my boy Monteric. My boy Busta. Yeah. How about my boy Ronald? We've been giving Ronald all this crap, right? All this crap. Look at the back pedal, the turn. All right, maybe y'all weren't watching. I didn't circle him. Watch this. This is the old FSU Ronald Darby we all know and love right here. That looks like Travis Holmes out there. That looks like Travis Holmes playing DB right there. Bam. Let's go. Now, there was a flag on the play. And he does fumble. Forgot about that. That does look like Travis Holmes. That's such a Travis Holmes move. Get the INT, run it back to the 25 and fumble. Oh, man. This one was cool. This one was cool. Nice job. Nice job. Tyson Campbell with the PBU leads to a look on INT. Love seeing that. Johnny on the spot. That's someone that went to Yale. That's somebody that went to Yale right there. That's what that is. Anticipating it. Our boy Darnell Savage even got involved a bit. Playing safety. Who would have thought? He's not a nickel? That's wild. Don't give me that one. Don't give me that one. And wait, he doesn't fumble? That's wild. That's nice right there. That's nice. That looks like me playing football. I was a safety. That looks like me right there. The fumble looks like Travis. This one looks like me. You gotta trust me on this. You gotta trust me. I have no evidence for this, but you gotta trust me. Oh yeah. And then Cam Robinson with the late hit. Watch this. Watch this. The one good part of the game, probably. The late hit, and then watch the Jags around him. Look, whoa. And of course, my boy Anton Harrison does not give a crap that Cam Robinson's his former teammate. Does not give a crap. He's down there going, what was that, big boy? What was that? I'd take that's Trevon Walker, not Anton Harrison. I would take Trevon Walker all day, 10 times out of 10. So that was good, right? That was good. Dearness only had like 4 snaps that game, too. I know. The miscommunication is wild. Anton's supposed to take the outside, and Tank was supposed to fill the gap or try to. I mean, that's what it looked like. But in the words of Doug Peterson, Robert, you wouldn't understand. In the words of Doug Peterson, you wouldn't understand. It's better than saying Trevor's AC sprain will only limit him carrying his bag. If Doug didn't have a massive ego, we'd be cooking right now. I don't think we would, dude. I think this roster's bad. Like, even those plays I just showed you from Darnell Savage and Tyson Campbell, Lua Khan, all those interceptions that we just showed. The problem is these guys will do that. And you're like, oh, wait, they're good. And this is kind of what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. It's like, they're all good. Like, they're in the NFL. They're all good. They're just not consistent enough to be starters in the NFL. Like, I hate saying that, but like, that's what separates the elite teams from the bad teams, is that all 32 teams have good players, and they will make plays every once in a while, and they'll do something and they'll be like, oh man, maybe they are actually good because they are good. But the key to being a great team in the NFL is not a bunch of good players. It's a bunch of good, consistent players. And that's what we're lacking. And they're obviously hard to find, because if they were easy to find, every team would be in the Super Bowl every year. But Trent Baalke has shown he cannot find good, consistent players. You traded a draft pick for Mac Jones, thinking that if this team's going to be really good, and in the event that Trevor Lawrence has to miss a couple of games due to an injury, you could plug in Mac Jones and he would keep this team running. That's why they traded a draft pick for him, and he came in the game and did nothing. Now, was the game scripted that way by the offensive coordinators? Yes. Should he have played better? Yes. I mean, when you look at plays like this one right here, where Mac Jones just throws a terrible interception. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Not even open. And why are you even throwing to Gabe Davis anyways? Why is Gabe Davis on the field? I mean, this view is better. You thought, oh yeah, this guy's open. You have Travis Etienne running a curl in the middle of the field, wide ass open, but nah, this is the throw. Or you could have dumped it down to Ingram, which we did a ton of times. No, this is the throw. Or this one. My brother in Christ. Why are we throwing to Gabe Davis? Like, there's no doubt in my mind that Gabe Davis ran the wrong route. No doubt in my mind. Like, maybe he's an option route where Gabe Davis could have broke it off to a post and he could have gone this way. Maybe. But good Lord, what are we doing here? I don't know, man. Why am I getting so worked up? I don't understand why I'm getting worked up. I don't know. Darius Johnson had like 4 snaps all game. Yeah. Catch you on the replay, guys. Dinner time. Have a good weekend. Hey, Juggernaut. Love seeing you, man. Appreciate you being here. This was definitely our secondary's best and maybe best game throughout the season. I agree. LOL, Travis Holmes, don't fall. I'm just kidding, Travis. Just kidding. They should have had 5 interceptions. Darby's pass breakup. That should have been a pick in the cover 2 also. Brian Flores for head coach. I wouldn't hate that. Wouldn't hate that. Is the lack of consistency on the players or the coaching, though? It's on the players, dude. It really is. And, like, I'm telling you, it's on the players. And, again, do not hear me wrong. I do not want Doug Peterson back because I don't think Doug Peterson's a terrible coach. I really don't. But you see in sports, not just in football, in all sports. And actually, football is the sport they hang on to head coaches the longest. Look at hockey or basketball. In those sports, baseball, sometimes it's like we just need a new dude in charge. Because in those sports, hockey, baseball, basketball, there's less people on the court or the field or the ice or whatever it is. So because of that, it is like evidently more on the players. But sometimes you just need a change of culture. And firing Doug Peterson and bringing in literally anyone else would change the culture. So you have like a couple different options you can go here. Brian Flores, these defensive culture guys, we've seen it work in Houston. These hard-nosed defensive culture guys, as long as you have the talent and the right play caller, that works. Because, again, that culture spills over into special teams. It spills over into late game clutch situation. That's where you see that spill over the most. That hard-nosed, we're not giving this up. That's the benefit of that. You could go the route of taking one of these like young offensive minds where maybe you sacrifice a little bit of defense, but your team's going to score a shitload of points. And so because of that, your players are filling up the stat sheet. You're doing all these, you're scoring a bunch of points. And if the ball bounces your way a few times, literally and figuratively, if your defense has half of a heartbeat, you can win a bunch of games. Or you go this retread route of these older coaches who have a lot of experience, who know how to identify good coaches, good position coaches, who know how to build a good culture, and they can do it that way. Those are your options. So I feel like with the modern NFL and where we're at now, because we do have some good offensive pieces, for me, I want to go the young offensive coordinator route. I'm a big Mike LaFleur fan, offensive coordinator for the Rams. I know he didn't have a great game play calling last game, but I like what he does. I like his system. I like his style. And I like the trend of the NFL is moving toward these young guys that are just innovative, know how to spread the ball around, know how to move the ball in offense. I wouldn't be upset with the Brian Flores guy, but again, you're running the risk of like the Bears. Like the Bears are doing really good on defense with Uberfluss, who that's his like bread and butter, but he's like cycling through offensive coordinators, and people want Uberfluss's job because they can't win games unless you're playing the Jaguars and you play really well. Mike Vrabel for head coach sounds nice. Mac missed BTJ on crosser on that Gabe interception, trying to play hero ball instead of reading the field. And that's the thing. That's what I was talking about. Like, you traded a draft pick, and draft picks are valuable for this guy that you were anticipating coming in and spelling out Trevor due to an injury and keeping this team in a playoff hunt. And he can't score more than a touchdown. To be honest, I thought so too at first. The players are consistently inconsistent assets. They're Bitcoin. Oh, either 13-4 performances or 3-4 performances. Roll of the dice. So I get what you're saying, Travis, and like I'm on board 100%. I guess the only hole I'd try to shoot in that argument is that if we had players that had 13-4 performances, we would have more than 2 wins. I would say we're more of either 1-16 performance or a 9-8 performance. I think that's more of the range or window I would assign to who we currently have on this team, which I know is maybe tick-tacky, but that's why we have 2 wins. Because if they gave us 13-4 performances, we'd have more than 2 wins. Who's canned, Balky or Doug? I think Doug goes after this week, and I think Balky goes at the end of this season. BTJ already knew. Yeah. Look at him. That's good. I like that. We should trade back, rebuild the trenches. I agree. I mean, I don't think the O-line was terrible. I mean, there was a couple of bad plays, like this one here from your boy Walker Little, who everybody loves right here. Bad. Real bad. Yep, not good. Not good at all. Your boy Mitch Morse, who also everybody loves, right here. Bad. Very bad. Watch it from the end zone. It's even worse. Luckily, we got a face mask call there, but I don't even remember what this play is. It's labeled Jones fumble. Oh, God, this one's so bad. This one is so bad. I have no words for this. I tweeted no words after this. Hey, you know what? I take it back. At least he got the receiver in motion. At least he got the receiver in motion. We'll give him that. He got the receiver. He got the receiver in motion. Nice job. I want to be having the fun that the Lions are having. I want their culture. I want fat man touchdowns on Jerry Jones' birthday in Jerry World. That's something that stood out to me too. Like, I watch these good teams, and like every once in a while they'll throw a gimmick play in. Like, I don't need to see it every week. Throw one in. Like, throw one in. Like, Doug Peterson is literally known for the Philly special, and we haven't run a single play that remotely even looks like the Philly special. Well, our team's not good enough to run it. Well, we have 2 wins. Can't hurt. We're the worst team in football. We're picking number 1 overall. It can't hurt. Maybe we throw in a fake punt. How about that? A fake punt? We want to try that? Why not? Put Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence on the field at the same time. Why not? I don't understand what we're doing here. I don't understand what we're doing here. Like, dude, I have no words. Okay, from this point on, I'm not getting upset. Nice try, Volkfang. Nice try. You got me in my emotions. Not doing that anymore. When your players don't believe what you're preaching, they're not listening. Well said, Robert. Aiden Tobin says, think you might be smart. So I wouldn't want the head coach job. I wouldn't. If they offered me the head coaching job, would I take it? Yes, but they wouldn't. And so I wouldn't want it. But I would take that GM job because I kind of track who I think is going to be good in the draft and who I think is going to be bad. And I think I have a pretty good hit rate compared to what what Trent Baalke's doing. Now, would they ever offer me the GM job? No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't do that either. But I'm just saying, I think I would be better suited. I'm more of a I know I coached football for a long time. Now I work in athletic administration, so I know both sides. I know the admin side, and I know the what we call the operations side. I'm more suited for the administrative work. I'm more behind the scenes guy. Pull the strings a little bit, hire the right people. I have very good instincts. Like I hire a lot of people. Like I hire coaches for a living. I literally hire coaches for a living, and I have a pretty good success rate. Do I miss sometimes? Yes. But I will say the people I miss on, and I've noticed this because I track my trends and things like that. And when I miss on coaches, what I do is I hire coaches that know the game really well, but they can't connect with the athletes. And I think that might be what's happening here in Jacksonville. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that Press Taylor and Doug Peterson know the game really well, but they're not connecting with their athletes. They're not hiring the right coaches underneath them. The fact that we watched 4 separate plays where the running backs were unable to pick up a blitz. If it happens once, that happens. If it happens twice, let's work on it. 4 times? If it happens 4 times, then they're not repping it enough in practice, or those guys just simply are not good enough to pick up a blitz. Either way, not good. 51's a beast. Yeah, he is. He is. Our guys are getting flattened out there. Strength, yeah, maybe. I'm hesitant to ever bring that up because although a strength conditioning coach is important, it's not nearly as important as it is like in the college game. Like in the NFL, like these guys are working out on their own anyways. You'd be surprised how little strength conditioning coaches do in the NFL. In college, though, they're massive. Massive in college, not that important in the NFL. This was on Mitch Morris. He threw that up. It flew past Mac's shoulder. We look like a peewee team. This is so embarrassing. Well said. Well said. We do. Like, and just for the sole fact of like any given week, the offense is playing well, defense is not. Defense is playing well, offense is not. We cannot put together a game where both the offense and defense side of the ball are like even competent. None of our plays are ever any fun, especially this game, dude. Holy crap, dude. If I saw another tight end screen, they gave up this year. That's what happened. Good point. Good point. The Jaguars are so bad they can't sacrifice trick plays in a game. The equivalent of being so broke, you can only make cheap. Okay. Let's shoot holes in that argument. Let's shoot holes. Okay. You ready for this? You ready for this? And maybe I'm stretching here, but you know me. I like to try to prove Duval Dive wrong when I can. So I'm gonna create a comparison. Okay, comparison. So Duval Dive created a comparison of the equivalent of being so broke that you make only cheap short-term purchases that cost you more over time, which is fair. However, I would make the argument the problem with that comparison is that people that are cheap, that buy short-term purchases, have to be able to like pay their rent, have to be able to like pay their bills, or they get kicked out of their house, or they get kicked out of their utility bill. The Jaguars are in a situation where unless they do something drastic, they are kicked out. And in fact, I take it a step further. I think we're already getting kicked out of our house. So it's like if you know you're getting evicted in 3 months, why not go crazy and have some fun? I don't know if that makes sense. I just thought of that now. Duval Dive can correct me. They're trying to make their system work instead of adjusting to the players that you have. I think you're right. But I think an aspect to it as well may be that they don't have good enough players to run their system or any system. Like, what do you do with a team that can't run the ball, a quarterback that can't throw down the field, and receivers that can't get open? Like, what system works with that personnel? It'd be hard to find one. And I think that's the issue you see these other teams in, like the Panthers, like the Bears recently, like the Jets. These teams, they don't have good enough players to run any system. So that would be saying every head coach that has an unsuccessful team is unwilling to do that, which may be the case. But I think it's more in the NFL, you have to have better players than the other team. Is there a little standard deviation where you could outcoach the other team? Yes, there is. In close games, could that happen? Yes, but we're just not good enough across the board anywhere. The place we thought we were the strongest was at the DN position. And you can throw all these pressure stats at me. You can throw all that at me you want. But the fact that we didn't have a great game from the edges until this week, I don't know. Like I always say, Jimmy's and Joe's, not X's and O's. And here's why I say this. You know why I say this? Because you guys just don't understand. You guys just don't understand. I'm not pulling Doug Peterson on you. But I will tell you this, though. Like, I've coached at enough places with enough players and like high-level players, low-level players. The reality of it is that all these coaches are kind of doing the same thing. Like, they're all kind of doing like this. You guys realize the same playbook that we're running right now with 2 wins is the same playbook that won the Eagles a Super Bowl. And like, look, do you have to adapt a bit for your players? Yes. Do I think that's the biggest problem? No. But you realize it's the same playbook, the same offensive coordinator, the same plays, the same scripts that won Doug Peterson a Super Bowl with the Eagles. Now, maybe he got insanely lucky with the Eagles, but the reality of the situation is that Eagles team was just a lot better than this Jaguars team. And you can make little adaptations here and there with your personnel all you want. But if you win 2 games with the same playbook that won a team a Super Bowl, another argument you can make is that the NFL changes. Okay, you can make that argument. And listen, I'm a critical thinker, so I'll hash this out. Maybe the NFL changes and you have to adapt what you do. That's what people said about Bill Belichick, right? Maybe that's the case. So maybe the NFL has passed Doug Peterson by. It's hard for me to believe that because the offense was kind of clicking in 2022. He won a Super Bowl, was it 2017? So like it's not that long ago. It's hard for me to believe that the NFL passed him by that quickly, but maybe it did. May as well go to the casino. Exactly. At least you have a chance to win your house back. I mean, if you know you're getting kicked out, you know you haven't paid mortgage in 3 months. You know the bank's coming to repo the house. You have no way of getting the money. You can't work enough. You can't save enough. There's no way you're getting out of the house. Why not put your mortgage on a sports bet that pays out 3 times, a plus 300 bet, and try to save the house? That's my comparative argument to what the Jags should be doing right now. Thank you, Duval Dive. What is your prediction for our next head coach GM? Bro, I have given up trying to predict that. I have no clue, dude. No absolute clue. I would have fired Balky a long time ago. I would have hired Doug Peterson, but I would have fired him after last year. I have no clue. And the biggest variable is not who the Jags want, because everybody in the NFL wants the same people. Obviously, Ben Johnson. You look at these other coaches across the league. Everybody wants the same people. And when you look at the jobs that are going to be open, both New York markets, Dallas, New Orleans, I find it hard to believe. And I know I had this whole debate on Club Jaguar, and I was cursed down for saying this, but I've been a Jags fan my entire life. And I've seen head coaching searches in this franchise a bunch of times. And what tends to happen is the best coach typically passes up the Jags for a bigger market. Now, Ben Johnson's not looking for a big market. He's looking for a good team. Maybe. But what I've seen with my own anecdotal experience is that coaches that are up and coming, hot prospects, if you will, don't go to the smallest market team that has won 2 games, have the first overall pick, and try to establish their legacy there. Does it make sense on paper to go to a team like the Jags that have pieces and has a quarterback? Yes, it does. It makes sense on paper. I'm not arguing what it looks like on paper. I'm just saying what I have seen, not just with the Jags, but with all NFL teams. Typically, the best coaches go to the bigger markets. It's just the bottom line. It is what it is. The Jags being the smallest market, like, people weren't bashing the door down for Doug Peterson. They really weren't. Was he on some people's lists and interviews? For sure. But they weren't, like, coming after him. Like, half the Jags fan base wanted Byron Leftwich. Flores for head coach. I actually wouldn't mind Flores. I wouldn't. I like Brian Flores a lot. I really do. The Jets defense has the players. Look at what happened when they got rid of Saleh. They fell apart. Yeah, Saleh, again, I don't know if they have the players. I'm a big Aaron Rodgers guy, but he's not the guy. That's the problem. These plays are old school. KC evolves every year. Okay, that's fair. And listen, that's a fair argument. If you want to make the argument that the NFL has passed Doug Peterson and Press Taylor by, I can't argue that. Just it's hard for me to reason that he had a clicking offense 2 years ago, won a Super Bowl 5 years ago, and it's already passed him by. But maybe that is the case. Again, I have to keep saying this. I'm not advocating to keep Doug Peterson. I do not want Doug Peterson back. But I'm just trying to say we need, which most of us have already done, but even what we've already done, we need to assign a little bit more blame to Trent Baalke. That's the bottom line. Doug Peterson's playbook is basically the same as Andy Reid's. That's what I'm saying, Sauce. I think the 17 Eagles were a flash in the pan, plus they had much better linemen. That's true. Good point. Very good point. Foles obviously had no success since leaving the Eagles either. You're right. And Foles really didn't have that much success that year. It was all Carson Wentz until the playoffs. It's going to be a Ron Rivera. Just what? I like Ron Rivera. And, you know, he used to have Jack Del Rio on his staff. R.I.P. Jack Del Rio. He didn't die, but he's probably never coaching again. But that's okay. It's okay. Andy Reid has more wrinkles. That's my point. That's my point. That is exactly my point. And Andy Reid is on a team that makes trades for good players. Signing Gabe Davis is not the same as the moves that the Eagles or the Chiefs have made. I think Flores is a good coach up until you draft a quarterback he doesn't want to. I would be okay with Flores. Like I said, I'm on the bandwagon where I want one of these young offensive coaches. Like, I want to replicate what Minnesota did with Kevin O'Connell. Go get the Rams OC. Kevin O'Connell was the Rams quarterback coach with no experience as an offensive coordinator. Stepped into the Vikings and is winning with Sam Darnold, with the Kirk Cousins who's injured. And I know the Vikings have their problems, but he was a Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan disciple, not even an offensive coordinator, got hired from a quarterback coach and is doing a great job. So what do we have to lose? Oh, well, Trevor's, okay. We may risk not maximizing Trevor's contract, but is Brian Flores going to maximize Trevor's contract? Maybe, but it's probably the same probability as Mike LaFleur is all I would argue. Coaches don't mind having pieces with cap space, and Khan will spend the money, and having the first pick in every round to reboot the team is a bonus. I agree. Like I said, Robert, you're making the case for how the team looks on paper. On paper, it looks great. And maybe Ben Johnson is a paper guy. Hopefully he is. But if we look at trends from the last 25 years, up and coming coaches that are like the hot prospect don't go to a small market. That's all I'm saying. Not saying it won't happen. This is what I'm saying. It does need to start with Trent. If Shaw doesn't fire Trent, there's no way he keeps Trent Baalke. I've gone through this all in my head, like we all have. There's no possible scenario. And Shad Khan keeps people longer than he should. Look back to Doug Marrone, Dave Caldwell. he keeps GMs longer than and coaches longer than he should, but it's getting to the point now where like you have to make a change. How do you come out and say this is the best team you've ever seen and you win 2 games? I saw a fake news article on our next coach will be Bruce Arians. Yeah, that's fake news. I don't think he's ever coaching again, me personally. Lions are going to stomp the Jags, hoping football life out them with their backups. Brian Branch knocked out Texans out of their shoes. Yeah, but we could have drafted Brian Branch too. I mean, Antonio Harrison's not a bad piece, but yeah, Tua, who's slowly losing value, even with his contract. Stomp. Curb stomp. I really hope there's been a massive silent GM search underway. Yeah, I mean, Shad Khan keeps his cards close to his chest. He does. Now, a little bit of good news. My brother is getting married on Saturday. We were one of my good buddies is a Lions fan. We were going to go up to the Lions game and go watch it. We were like preseason. We always try to identify and circle a game that we want to go to that's away. And we're like, oh, our buddy's a Lions fan. That's the perfect one. I'm so glad we didn't do that. I'm so glad my brother's getting married the day before because I would be trying to sell those tickets in a heartbeat. And it's going to be like Chris said, a massacre. Absolute massacre. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, it's going to be a fun wedding. Me and my brother are super close. We're like 3 years apart. We're very similar in the way that we like look and sound and act and all that stuff. We both like to have a good time. As you guys know, I like to have a good time. So I'm super excited. I actually probably won't be doing a show Friday. That actually brings that up to that because that's the rehearsal dinner night. So I will be on Club Jaguar tomorrow, though. So catch me on Club Jaguar. Probably won't do a Saturday show. If I'm feeling spicy, maybe I'll do one Thursday night. We'll see what happens. I'll try. I'll try to do one. But I mean, what are we gonna do? Preview the Lions? It's either that or we sit here and have the same conversation we're having. I mean, it's tough out here. It's tough out here. But I do appreciate you guys all being here because the fact that you guys are still here with this record and this roster means that you guys care about the Jags more than most people. And it means you care about me. And I appreciate that. And I love you guys. I really do. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I hope to catch you on Thursday. I'm going to be check out. I'm going to be posting some stuff because like I said, I have a social media person now who's like on me. He's on me and he's like social media guru. He's that guy. So make sure you follow all the socials because it's about to get real spicy here because if the Jags suck, we'll just post some stuff that's going to be out of pocket and have nothing to do with the Jags. And you're going to want to see it. So make sure you follow the Twitter, Instagram, and the TikTok. I'm not ashamed to say it. You guys think I'm embarrassed to say I'm on TikTok? Not embarrassed at all. Don't care at all. So if you think I'm embarrassed by saying that, I'm not. And the fact that I have to say this and talk about it may lead you to believe that I'm a little insecure about it. I'm having to overcompensate. I'm not. Don't think that. All right. I'm on there. Follow that. Stephen Giles says, take care of your poor house. I gotta fix my pool too. My pool's all messed up. I'm in trouble. Last thing I'm gonna say, go buy some freaking Racha Sriacha. It's delicious. It's awesome. And you're supporting a Jags fan. Okay. A lot of you pay to be channel members. Okay. Don't pay this month and go get some Racha Sriacha. All right. Go support the business. And I want to support some of y'all's business. All right. Do whatever. Send me something you guys got. Maybe it's a family member. I don't care. I'll support it. I need no money, no nothing. I want Jags fans to do well in life. So make sure to follow all that. Love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, I'll give it to you. That last part maybe a little tricky, but I'll give it to y'all. I'll give it to y'all next show. Sound good? Love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you maybe Thursday. If not, I'll see you next week. But until then, I'll see you tomorrow night on Club Jaguar. Thank you guys for being here. Channel members, thank you. Love you guys. You guys know I love you. See you guys very soon. Until then, as always, go Jags.